I'm not an ATM, Elowen. Maybe get a job instead of begging, my sister sneered in front of everyone, holding her wine glass like a trophy, smirking as if she'd won something. I had only asked for $100, just $100, to fix my car's dead battery. But to her, it was the perfect moment to humiliate me during Grandma's birthday dinner, with a dozen relatives watching, and they laughed too. Every single one of them. If this moment made your blood boil even a little, hit that like button. And if you've ever been underestimated like Elowen, subscribe now, because what happens next will leave you speechless. I swallowed my pride that night. Didn't argue, just smiled and thanked her. Deep down, I was burning, but I knew something no one else in that room did. For the past 6 years, while they mocked my dead-end freelance work, I was quietly building something they couldn't imagine even in their wildest dreams. As they continued with their toasts and gossip, I excused myself and walked out. My car? Still broken. I called a rideshare with the last few dollars in my account. And on that cold night ride back to my one-bedroom apartment, I didn't cry. I didn't vent. I planned. Because if they thought I was weak for asking for $100, they weren't ready for what I was about to do. 3 days later, I walked into the same bank where my family thought I had a joke of an account. The manager, Mr. Daly, stood up the moment he saw me. "Miss Elowen, the transfer is ready. Are you sure you want the full amount withdrawn into your main account?" I nodded without blinking. "All $3.5 million today." He didn't even flinch. "We'll handle it with discretion." See, for 6 years I had been investing. In crypto before the boom, in dropshipping before it became saturated. I had bought domain names, flipped undervalued property, partnered on silent startups, all while everyone thought I was jobless because I worked from my laptop. I stayed quiet. Let them laugh. Let them post their brunch selfies while I learned to automate income. And now, the money was real. Sitting in front of me in digital numbers. $3,500,000. I didn't tell anyone. Not yet. Instead, I booked a table at the same fancy restaurant where my sister humiliated me. Reserved the private lounge. Told the family it was a surprise dinner, this time hosted by me. When I sent out the group invite, my sister replied first. "Elowen, hosting a dinner? Who's paying? Monopoly money?" I just smiled. You'll see. The curiosity was already killing them. And that was exactly the plan. The night of the dinner, I arrived early, wearing a custom emerald green dress that shimmered under the chandelier lights. Not rented, not borrowed, designed, tailored, paid in full. My heels clicked against the marble floor as I entered the lounge I had fully booked. My name was printed on the golden welcome cards. The staff, briefed, cameras, ready. Because this wasn't just a dinner. It was the beginning of a very public reckoning. One by one, my relatives walked in, confused, dressed casually. My sister arrived late, as always, wearing designer, holding her overpriced purse like a trophy. She didn't recognize me at first. Her eyes scanned me, then widened. "Wait, Elowen? What's with the red carpet treatment?" I handed her a champagne flute without a word. She took it reluctantly, then whispered, "Whose card is being swiped tonight?" I laughed lightly. "Mine." "Actually, I don't even swipe anymore. Wire transfers are cleaner." Before she could respond, a staff member approached with a leather-bound envelope. "Miss Elowen, your transfer confirmation, and the charity. Receipts are in here too. Would you like to announce them now?" My sister blinked. "Charity?" she asked, suddenly cautious. I turned to the entire table and tapped my glass. "Thank you all for coming. I wanted to celebrate a small win. Well, a 3.5M win. I've decided to donate $1 million to single mothers starting online businesses. since, apparently, freelancing isn't a real job. You could hear a fork drop. My aunt coughed. My uncle suddenly needed water. And my sister? She looked like she had been slapped without anyone raising a hand. But I wasn't done. Not even close. My sister tried to laugh it off. "Oh, come on, Elowen. You're joking, right? What kind of business? Even makes that kind of money from home?" I looked straight at her. The kind you called a waste of time for 6 years. Then I pulled out a sleek black folder and slid it across the table. "These are the assets under my name. 4 properties, 2 e-commerce brands, a 15% stake in a fintech startup. And this," I tapped the last page, "my new home, fully paid, no mortgage, sea-facing." Gasps echoed around the table. My mom reached for the papers with shaky fingers. My cousin's jaw literally dropped. But it was my sister's face that gave me life, pale, twitching, lost. She stammered, You never told us." "You never asked," I said simply. The same woman who once posted about my pathetic GoFundMe to fix my car now looked like she needed oxygen. But I wasn't being cruel. I was being truthful. They wrote me off, treated me like background noise in every family gathering, called me a keyboard clown behind my back. I let it go. I let everything go. Until tonight. I stood up. Tonight isn't about revenge. It's about realization. You all mocked me when I had nothing. So now, I wanted you to see what nothing can become when it's underestimated. Silence. Heavy, awkward, frozen silence. Then my sister whispered the words I never thought I'd hear. "Elowen, can I talk to you? Alone?" But I wasn't ready for what she was about to ask. We stepped out onto the balcony, the city lights glowing behind us. She didn't look smug anymore. She looked small, nervous. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Elowen, I'm in trouble." I raised an eyebrow. "Trouble?" She nodded, eyes darting. "Credit cards maxed, loans piling up. My fiancé left after finding out I was over $100,000 in debt. I need help, please." I blinked. "You need money? From me?" She nodded again, eyes wet now. "Just something small to hold me over. Even a few thousand would help. You're doing amazing now, and You laughed when I asked. For 100, I said coldly. In front of everyone. "I know," she choked. "I was stupid, arrogant. Please, Elowen. I'm not asking as your sister. I'm begging as someone who has nothing left." I paused, looking down at her designer bag, the one she flaunted while I once counted coins for groceries. And then I said, slowly, calmly, "You didn't just mock me. You enjoyed it. You made me feel worthless. And now, you want the same hand. You slapped to pull you out?" She opened her mouth, but I cut her off. "I'll think about it," I said. "But you'll need to do something first." She blinked. "What?" I leaned in and whispered, "You'll stand up in front of that whole table and tell them exactly what you said to me the night you humiliated me, word for word. And then, you'll tell them what you just asked me for." Her face turned white. "And if you can't," I added, "then I guess you'll just have to learn what it feels like, to be laughed at when you're down." She stood frozen as I walked back in, all eyes turning toward me. The real dinner? It was just getting started. She followed me back inside, trembling, her confidence stripped clean. I took my seat at the head of the table and gestured toward her empty chair, but she didn't sit. She stood. And then, she cleared her throat. "I want to say something," she said, her voice cracking. Everyone turned to her, still digesting the earlier shock. Her lips quivered. "A few months ago, Elowen asked me for $100 to fix her car. I laughed at her. I called her job worthless, I embarrassed her in front of all of you. And tonight, I asked her for help, because I'm the one drowning in debt. Because I need her. The room went silent. My aunt looked away. My cousin's fork froze midair. My father raised his brows. And that's when I stood again. I'm not telling you this for applause, I said, calm but firm. I built my life quietly, while being insulted, ignored, and mocked. I didn't ask for pity. I asked for a little help. And what I got was humiliation. I looked directly at my sister. But tonight, I'm not you. I won't humiliate you the way you did me. She looked up, surprised. Hope flickered in her eyes. I'm going to help you, I said. But not with money. Her face dropped. I'll set up meetings with the same financial advisors that help me. I'll guide you if you're willing to learn. But I'm done handing out shortcuts to people who laughed while I struggled. Everyone was quiet, even the kids. My sister nodded slowly, tears running down her cheeks. I'll take it. Anything. I just want a second chance. I exhaled. For years they saw me as a failure. Tonight they saw the woman I became. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I wanted respect. And now, I had all of it. Like, comment. Share this with someone who's ever been underestimated, and never forget. The quiet ones build empires in silence,